Hi, everybody. Leanne Holitza here. We are going to do our weekly Oracle check-in. But just before I get going, give me a little thumbs up that you're out there. You can hear me. If you would like a card for the week, you're going to type me please in the comments. If you haven't done this before, you want to stay till the end just because we start to get themes, okay? So the themes are giving us a little bit of extra information. Good, thank you, Cynthia. Um, yay. So it's going to give us a little extra information about what we're all going through as a collective. So if you hang out with me for the whole half hour that we got together, even after your card gets read, you're probably going to hear some extra messages. Okay. We're also going to do at the end June's overall theme. Okay. So I am using the Voyager Tarot deck for today's personal cards, but we're going to start with the Yantra deck, okay? And this is our cards for the week. The theme will build on this theme, okay? All right, so let's see what the week brings. Okay, starting off the week with this mirror card sideways. This is like things are starting to try and reflect to you some of your efforts that you put in. That's starting to open up a little bit more, but it's not quite there yet. And there might even be more for you to do or for you to stop doing. So, meaning like if you're in a habit that doesn't seem to be moving you forward, giving yourself a minute to say, that doesn't really reflect who I am anymore. So I'm going to stop that habit. Okay, this is a card. I got this warning before even here. So, communication upside down. Be careful with your words this week. Be careful with conflict energy. Be careful with misunderstanding. Ask questions, clarify before getting super worked up about things. Just because this week there is a little bit of this kind of mismatch in being able to hear each other. At the end of the week, okay, we got bliss upside down. Now, you guys, I'm hearing that June's going to be getting better as far as like what we've been experiencing for 2025, but I don't know that it's happening this week. It might be next week that it really starts to show more. The bliss card upside down is got a lot of triangles in it. This could be a lot of like relationship shakeup. Okay. So by the end of the week, you might be actually trying to work out who's in my corner, who's not in my corner, how am I in my own corner by who I surround myself with, that kind of thing. Okay. So, all right, that is the start of it. Now I know this comes out like a fire hose, but that's how I get to all of you guys in our 30 minutes is I talk fast. You guys can also watch the summaries on my YouTube channel. I do put little clips up on TikTok and Instagram. So if you're watching later, that's something you can do. But here's your 1, 2, 3s. Ready? This is your first card. And if you're watching later, this is your card too. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Tune in. All right. If you picked one, you are working with the Seven of Worlds. Okay, so what this is basically saying to you is that there is a lot of things happening, and some of it is chaos of your own making. Look to where you've been paying attention to too much about um, the material world, and it's this week is kind of a focus on where there's a buildup too. Kind of think about this is like there's an explosion of some sort trying to happen on a material physical level. You want to just be kind of aware of. Okay. If you picked the number 2, you get upside down, Man of Cups. Okay. So what this is basically saying is that this week for you, you're going to be feeling like you got waves to ride, but you may not feel super skilled in those waves. Also just kind of working with your emotions and your energy, your own individual feelings, tend to them yourself. Don't ask other people to do that this week. It is more for you to do. Okay. And if you picked 3, you got the universe going on. Okay, so this is a major card. So this is basically saying that it's time to really start to see yourself in this bigger picture. Okay, so this week, if you're working with the universe card, I'm going to throw another card on that one just because it's major arcana. Okay, so you're going to be working on your negativity and how that has brought you into a crunchy relationship with the world and the universe. And you want to start to see if you can clean that up a little bit, get yourself a little bit more aware that you maybe could refine your thoughts and be more positive about the universe having your back. All right. Woohoo, let's go. Here we go, you guys. So thank you for typing me, please. That's how you're going to get yourself a card. I am going to go down the list and do it starting from the top for my end. So I'm coming to you. I'm going to just call out the end of the list right now. Merita, I hope I'm saying that right. Merita, Sonia, Eat 100 foods. You guys are at the bottom, but I'm coming. Okay. All right. And listen to the other readings because some of them might resonate with you anyways. And like I said, we get some themes going. Miranda, you are working with the energy of Fool Child. Okay. Upside down. So I'm going to throw another card just because that's a major arcana. Eight of Worlds. Okay, so you got some change coming, and it's kind of saying this is not going to be skilled change for you this week. So this is like take the leap, nothing ventured, nothing gained kind of thing. So just go ahead and step into it. Recognize that you are at the beginning of this. There is change that you've never seen before happening this week. So give yourself an opportunity to just understand what is trying to unfold. This could be a big week for you. Okay, so support yourself while you have these big weeks. Okay, meaning don't be hard on yourself expecting more than is okay to expect. Okay, the Fool Child basically is like the beginning of the journey. You don't know what you don't know yet. National Geographic, we're working with you're working with oppression and 5 of Wands. Okay, so this is just being really careful about programming and where you have put yourself in a box, or felt that things couldn't necessarily change the way that kind of like when you feel like, oh, I'm optimistic, and then all of a sudden all that optimism just kind of flickers. This is just kind of a week that might be a little bit harder to be optimistic. It's okay. Just give yourself a little space. Like I said, I don't know that the first week of June is going to be the week that we pop into the positivity. I think it might be the second week. Jenny B, you've got death, but in the upside down. Something's ending for you. This is a major arcana card, so we're going to take it. We're going to take it on. Okay, regenerator. So this was in reverse. Okay, so what you're basically this week, the focus is on letting things end and recognize how hard it's been. One of the things that I've really have been noticing for myself is that I'm reflecting a lot on motherhood because my children are now in their 20s, and like how hard it was to be a mother. And so just kind of going to what long journeys have you been on that maybe need a little bit of, let's close the book. It's over. I don't have to keep being in that stress and struggle. I can be in a new phase, and things that all of my efforts that went into this old phase can regenerate me into something fun and new. All right, Elizabeth R. You've got Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, so ecstasy upside down, saying not necessarily ecstasy. But this is the start of really trying to get into where you're holding your own emotional energy back. What are you forgetting to enjoy in your life? I mean, it may be those little things like the flowering garden, or, the smile of the stranger, or whatever it is. Give yourself a minute to just acknowledge that there might be some heaviness that's still trying to leave. Okay. Burnout proof leaders. You are working with the Child of Worlds upside down. Okay. So player, but upside down. Too serious, taking things too serious this week. Okay. This Child of Worlds is basically saying, you're trying to make something into a concrete, like take it out of the ether and make it happen. And this week you're being invited to recognize where you've been too serious about it, or where you've been too in control or authority over something. And it's time to go ahead and let the child take a nap and then play. Okay. Kimberly, for you to focus this week, Kimberly S., you got in reverse, you got art. Okay, major arcana card. So I'm going to go ahead and throw another one. Okay, 10 of Worlds, upside down reward. So not this week, basically. Okay, so whatever art you've been putting into the world, this week is not necessarily the week to expect that it's popping. Okay, this week it's kind of like surrender. Don't read a lot into that. Don't try to be like, well, don't make it up like it's forever not going to go well, that kind of thing. That's not what this is saying. This is definitely a different message. It's more like your art, the effort you put in, and maybe just leave it alone for this week. Maybe just put it aside. Heidi M., you're working with nine of crystals. Okay, and you see narrowness. Okay, so this is like your mind this is kind of somewhat of encouragement to focus your mind, but it's also an encouragement to recognize that you are maybe focused, like your filters a little bit like too tense. See if you can start just seeing how things are changing around you. Okay, because there is get focused and definitely do the thing that you said you wanted to do, but also kind of notice that your focus can get too hyper focused and you're missing something that's right in front of you. Melissa and Shannon. Melissa, you've got the child of worlds too, taking things too seriously. That's the second time we've seen that, you guys. So basically, burnout proof leaders and Melissa, we're building up to recognizing we might be taking something too seriously. Okay, so just back off a little bit on the have to get it all figured out, have to adult, that kind of thing. Shannon, you are working with the Child of Cups in reverse. Okay, so it says feeler, but this is basically saying where you have been um, unskilled, let's say. I'm hearing from the guides about your emotional energies. You've been a little bit, see how there's lots of children in this card? But it's upside down. So sometimes children are not very good with their emotions. Sometimes they are just have them, which having emotions is great, but also kind of recognizing like discord or being not being kind of dysregulated might be a thing that you want to watch out for this week. Okay, just kind of a little emotional tune up, support, that kind of thing. Nicole and Addison. Nicole, you are working with Two of Wands, okay? So purified, this is basically like, who are you creating with? And make sure those people in your life that you're creating with are on the same page as you and want to create with you. If they are not, it might be time to let it go. Okay. So the wands is really trying to say with one other person, who are you co-creating with? And how can you make sure that that is the focus? Okay. Addison, you're going to work with the balance in the upside down. Okay, so you've got this is a major arcana card, so we're going to throw another one just to see. Okay, Three of Worlds. Okay, so balancing and nurturing. So you're out of balance somehow this week. And what the guides are saying is nurture yourself, okay? That you kind of have been asked to do certain things. And I kind of see the ballerina in here. She's upside down in this card for you, and which is like she's trying to balance something that she can't. And so this week, nurture yourself, be in the world that you want to be in, and then see what falls away. Okay. It's easy to get sucked into people pleasing. It's kind of what your guide said. Don't worry about those people this week. Janelle and Donnie. Janelle, Woman of Cups upside down. This says rejoicer, but upside down. So having trouble celebrating something, especially emotionally, having trouble being in your own feminine emotional flow. Just be aware that that's coming up this week for you. Give yourself a little extra time to pause and be kind to your emotional energies. Donnie, you've got breakthroughs happening. Okay, you see the volcano there? That's really what's coming up. If you picked number 1 at the beginning, this is the card. This is the card again. So we've seen this card twice. So that might be for all of us, you guys. This is just like when things start to pop, you've put all this energy in, it's building up. Now it's going to come, but be sure to use the timing wisely, because the timing of things popping, sometimes you need to get out of the way of the explosion, right? Because it needs to do its thing and you don't want to stand right in its way. Diane. Ooh, you got the Magician this week. So a little skillful work on creating your own life. Throw another card. Okay. In the 10 of Wands upside down, so growth. Okay, so this is basically saying you are already in the magician space. You don't have to grow anymore right now. You've already grown. It's time to smell the flowers. It's time to notice that there's energy that's flowing and use it wisely to fuel your week, okay? The Magician is like the very beginning of learning to use your tools. Taryn, you want to work on the Achiever, Man of Worlds. All right. So this week, go ahead, go for it. Do the thing. Tell yourself, what are your goals? Set them up for the week and do them. The masculine energy is very singular. So it's just about you doing you. Okay. And just getting it done. And then seeing the fruits of your labor. Janice, you got the Master Sage of Worlds. Okay. So this is where you're literally going to be in your own wisdom about how you are mastering your life, okay? And taking it slow, integrating all the changes, especially with kind of the crunchy energies that we're seeing with the relationships and things. Be your own master and be in the space where you can actually acknowledge you've earned it, okay? You've worked yourself here. This is now a time to rest here. Tanya, you're going to be working with moon energy. Okay, major arcana in reverse. So this is trouble seeing yourself sometimes. I'm going to throw another card. Okay, got Hierophant upside down too. That's a little bit of a warning that you might be putting your focus on the wrong things. Okay, so another card. This is a big week for you. If you get two major arcana cards, it's a big week. Okay, so you want to be in the learner phase. Child of Crystals was upside down. Something you've gotten closed-minded about, something that you've put the wrong kind of authority over yourself and others. This card is basically saying try and be reflective and learn rather than teach this week. Okay. King of the Forest VR. All right. We've got narrowness upside down. So you've got the mind being a little bit narrow. Nine of Crystals. We've seen this card right side up, but now yours is in reverse. So we're working on where you could focus in, but where you maybe focused on the wrong thing. Really clarifying your thoughts and make sure your thoughts are telling you the truth. Okay. The guides are saying make sure to question those thoughts that are negative and dramatic because they may not be true. Okay. Mountain River. You've got 10 of Cups. Okay, so some passion being ignited this week, some energy of emotional passion and drive. Use it to kind of clarify your relationships, clarify your spaces of focus. Okay, Kalina. You've got the 8 of Wands upside down. This card says harmony. Okay, but it's obviously when it's upside down, there's some disharmony. Now, this is about you trying to use disharmony to show you what you want from your world. Okay, sometimes when we see what we don't want, we get what we do want and more clarity in our heads. And that's when we start to try to really refine and work out where we might be spending the wrong energy in the wrong places. Robin, Austin, and Chris. Robin, harvest upside down, 9 of Worlds. Not the week to actually harvest things. Okay, so give yourself a minute. Things are brewing. You can see that it's almost time to pick the strawberries, but the strawberries are still green. Don't pick them yet. Let them turn red, kind of thing. Okay. All right, Austin, for you this week, you're going to focus on the Chariot energy, bringing something in. Now, that's a major card, so let's throw another one. Oh, you got 2 that just flew out. Okay, they're both upside down. 5 of Worlds, which says setback, and creativity, 3 of Crystals. Okay, they're upside down. So what this is saying is, what have you learned from your setbacks? What does the Chariot energy bring you through to? What can have you accomplished? And how can you use that creativity from everything you had to do to get here to usher in this week's energy? Okay, so kind of revisit the past and your own resilience and flexibility. Chris, 4 of Cups upside down says anger. Okay, so but it's upside down. Working through some anger this week, some opportunities to remember those impeccable words about maybe miscommunication. Ask a lot of questions. Let the anger turn into something more protective, more expressive about what you really are looking for. Okay. Seriously Wonderful and Lori. Chariot upside down for Serious Wonderful. Something's not getting brought in. Let's see. Okay, you got the Child of Wands Seeker. Okay, it's upside down. It's not the time to seek things out. It's not coming to you this week. Okay, so this week it's like almost pause. Don't take anything as truth about like what's getting brought in. Wait a minute. There's something else going to be showing up, and you want to kind of let that happen maybe next week. Okay, so a little pause. Pause. It's not happening this week. Sorry. Lori, you got Child of Wands right side up. So you are going to want to be seeking some things. You want to seek some clarity, give yourself the ability to be kind of like in that miracle mindset, to let the world kind of show you how interesting and strange things can be. Yeah. Tiff W, you are working with anger upside down too. Okay. Second time we've seen this. So this might come up for us, you guys, as a theme. But let your anger move. Let your anger move into something else. What's really there? And if you're angry and you're trying to protect yourself from something, what is it that you're trying to protect yourself from? Okay? And let the anger transform. Cynthia, you are working with the Priestess energy upside down. So something you're not stepping into. Let's see what card. Oh, then you got the Magician upside down. And then you got Two of Wands. Okay, so this is purify, but it's in reverse. There's something that's in your way that you've put there, that are people and relationships that you've let other people's magician selves step into the way. So this is kind of asking you to recognize, who are you partnering with and how can you clean that up this week? Okay, especially so that you can step into your authority and your own magic. Kimberly and Juan Carlos. Kimberly, you have got Two of Worlds, which says reflection, but it's upside down. Something's not going to be clear this week. Okay, so you want to be creating relationships that anchor into the material world, but it's not time yet. Okay, Juan Carlos, for you this week, you're going to be focusing on the Eight of Worlds upside down, which is change. It's not time to make a change. Okay, the changes are already happening. So don't do anything else to make that go. Okay, give yourself some time and space to just let things integrate. Sam, you're going to work this week on the Two of Cups and equilibrium. Okay, emotional balance. Okay, your yin and your yang. Do the emotion, be the emotion. Have some space to really let yourself feel balanced in your emotional self. Okay, and where you don't, give it some space and time. Max, you're going to want to focus this week. The sun is upside down. Not the week where you're going to get recognition, maybe. Okay. But Ace of Crystals is saying brilliance. Stay in your brilliance, stay in your mind, but know that your sun energy is not necessarily up this week. It's not the time where you can be seen yet. It's coming, but keep working on your internal brilliance and then it'll show itself later. Cara and Tatiana. Cara, you have got the art right side up, okay, which is about being in your own gifts. And because it's major, I'm going to throw you another one. Achiever. Okay, so be in your art this week. Be in the gifts that you have to give the world and watch it, let it pop for your achievements, okay? If you've been spending so much time taking care of other things and other people, maybe you haven't had time to see your own achievements. So this week is the week for it. Tatiana, you got sun, so similar to Max, upside down. Nine of Crystals, narrowness. We've been seeing this one upside down and right side up a bit. Okay, so it's not your week to shine, but it is your week to focus. So focus on yourself, focus on where you would like to shine, maybe in the coming weeks. And maybe, if that means practicing the sport you really like to do, or an instrument you really like to play, or something along those lines, practice it this week. Hannah and Isabella. Hannah, Ace of Cups for you, an ecstasy week. Smell the flowers, enjoy your emotions, start at the beginning. And it's kind of like that. The Ace of Cups kind of sometimes when it's right side up feels like that new relationship feeling when you're like, ooh, this is so fun and passionate. Isabella, you're going to be focusing on fulfillment, Nine of Cups. So it's a good week for you to be able to say, what do I enjoy? What fills my cup up? How can I keep doing more of that and less of the other stuff? Okay. Lisa and Jennifer. Lisa, you've got upside down Nine of Wands. Sorry. It says integrity. So this is just basically saying, be careful where you're out of alignment with your integrity. Okay. Somebody might have asked you to do it out of a people pleasing moment. You may have said yes. This is a week to kind of get back into alignment with your integrity and see how and why you want to do what you want to do. Jennifer, you are working with negativity, okay? Five of Crystals. So really noticing where negativity has brought you down, where you've been engaging in it, indulging in it, habit of it, or if there's other people you've been around that have been doing it and you'd like to make that a change, okay? Eli, you're going to focus on the reflection to right side up. Okay, so this is a week for you to go ahead and reflect on yourself, reflect on what's happened, give yourself some time to kind of make some notes about that, maybe especially what you've learned and what you might want to be doing next with what you've learned. Okay, Christy, Kira, and Finn. Christy, you got Priestess upside down. Second time we've seen that upside down, you guys. Let's see. Eight of Cups, stagnation, upside down. It's in reverse. Okay, so you're not as stuck as you think that you are, and you are actually stepping into the priestess realm. It's just you've been feeling stuck and you've been focusing on the stuckness. Don't focus on the stuckness this week, okay? Focus on what's already moving and how it's moving. Talk to people around you who are also feeling stuck and reaffirm with them that, oh, we're actually not stuck, okay? Kira, You got Two of Wands, purify, which this is coming up, you guys. This is the second time we've seen it right side up. This is clarifying your relationships. Make sure who you're creating with is who you want to create with. Get rid of those influences that are helping you create things that are bringing you down. Finn, you're going to want to focus on Ace of Crystals upside down, brilliance. So you don't have to have all the answers this week, okay? So for you, you may not feel very clear in your mind. It might be a week to take a little mental break and just do the thing that helps you go offline a little bit, okay? All right, Kelly and Matthew. Kelly, you've got the Star upside down, okay? So I'm going to throw another one. Man of Worlds, Achiever upside down, okay? So this is basically saying that you're trying to figure out what's in your own way, and you're trying to figure out what you can feel the achievements trying to pop through you, but they're not necessarily going to happen this week. It's something to do with how you're treating yourself internally and your tone of voice and your internally. So change it up a little bit, okay? Matthew, okay, you got the Priestess right side up, which is about stepping into your own beingness, okay? And you got Ace of Worlds upside down. So this is like saying be okay with who you are, whether or not it looks like you're achieving something. Rewrite your definition of success. Be fulfilled with just being you sometimes, not necessarily what you accomplish. It's really easy to get all psyched out, when we are used to accomplishing and then we all of a sudden aren't. It's just a week to just be happy with yourself. Andrea H, Priestess again. So obviously they want us to hear this message because they put it back to back. Okay, for you, love upside down. So Andrea, if you're feeling like you can't be loved unless you have certain aspects or you look a certain way or you are achieving a certain thing, this is a week to recognize that your emotional energy that you put on yourself kind of has come from a lot of different sources. And it's a week to kind of go back and just be with yourself, okay? About your own definition of success and happiness and fulfillment. Aaron T. Aaron, you're working with Emperor energy. All these major arcana cards coming up, you guys, means there's going to be a pretty big week for most of you. Okay, you got Star upside down. So there's you stepping into the masculine, into the doing, but not necessarily feeling that you know yourself fully yet and that you're shining. And okay, purify. This is the third time's a charm on this one, you guys. Two of Wands. This message is for all of us. Clarify your relationships. Remember at the beginning, they were talking about that bliss. Who is bringing your happiness down? Who is making you feel less than? Get rid of that energy. Don't let them have that much power and influence over you. I certainly know that I've been doing that with certain things that I shouldn't be doing. I want to be seen so badly as a good person, but not everybody's going to want to see you as a good person. It's okay. Just do your best. Joe, 7 of crystals for you. Dullness. Okay. So just be careful with yourself this week. The crystals, this is the mind getting dull. Okay. This is your mind feeling offline a little bit. Work with that. See what made it dull. See if you can kind of see what you've been overthinking, overdoing with your mind that maybe you could back off on a little bit. Okay. All right. Crystal G. Oh, you got 2 cards. They're flying around here. Hold on. Okay. You got Success, Ace of Worlds. So that's good, positive, with the Ace of Cups. Upside down, ecstasy. So you're not celebrating your success. You're getting, things are happening and you're getting success and you're still not happy. You still want more. Chasing the horizon. Can never get to it. So be careful with that this week, okay? All right. Eat 100 foods. See, I told you I was coming. It just took me the time. Thanks for hanging with me. You've got compassion, three of wands. Time to be compassionate for yourself, compassionate for others. This is a time where you want to use your compassion to also create the next thing. Okay, so give yourself a minute to really balance out the energy of judgment and turn it into that energy of compassion. Sonia, you've got preserver. Okay, so women of worlds this week. Okay, so see, gestating mother, you are protecting something that is growing. Okay, so give yourself that time to do that this week. Not everything is ready to be born. You don't want something to be premature. Give it the time. Okay, Marita. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Marita, yours is synergy. Okay, so 6 of worlds. Get with those people who got you, who the physical material partnerships this week, okay? This is a week to focus on where is it clicking and moving in a positive way for you, okay? All right, you guys, we're almost out of time. I'm gonna do one for Matt, and then I'm gonna do our June reading real quick. Matt, okay, you gotta work with fear this week, okay? 7 of Cups, be in check with that. Make sure you know where your emotional energy is letting the fear come and get too intense, okay? Watch out for that. All right, you guys, let's do June. Let's just see what June is about. Okay, one. Okay, intuition sideways. So see the triangles in this, you guys? There's people in our lives that are blocking our intuition, are blocking our receptivity, or making us put our walls up. We're like, you you're not safe, so I have to be guarded. But what happens is we also get clenched down for ourselves. This card is basically saying that this month would be a good month to work on opening up your intuition, being receptive to what the truth is. Your helper card is contentment sideways. It says recognizing the illusion of greener pastures. This is basically saying you're doing the ifs and wins to yourself. Okay. Well, when this happens, then I can be happy. When that shifts, then it'll be okay. This card is basically saying this month, your helper card is be content wherever you can. Okay. Lastly, card of support sideways. This is just a message we got for the week too. It's time to clean up our relationships and our influences and how we are influencing each other too. Being a positive influence, not a fake positive, truthful, constructive feedback, lots of, room for change and mistakes, but also a lot of encouragement when things are going well. Okay? So that is June. I hope you guys have an amazing week. I'll see you next week, the same time, same place. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button so you'll know when I'm live. See you later.